What if Annie loved Eren? Well, everything would start as in the original story. When training, Eren and Annie had become fond of each other. Annie finally had someone who understood her. Eren would be eaten by a titan. This time both Annie and Mikasa cry for that, and when they saw the titan fight and from the titan comes Eren, Annie goes to look for him. Eren, they had seen that Eren was a titan, but Annie convinced them not to speak at all. So when they climbed to the other side of the wall, they took Eren to the infirmary, and the garrison stood waiting for the armored to destroy the wall. Eren waking up, Mikasa approached him and asked Eren about his power. What power? Eren asked. Mikasa told him of her power to become a titan. Eren realized then that it was not a dream and all his friends if they had died. Mikasa tries to console Annie, but Eren told him to stay away. He gets up and goes to look for Annie to ask about what happened, and Annie confirms everything. Annie spoke with Reiner and Bertoldo, so that they do not destroy the wall, but wait for Eren to join the Survey Corps, and there, they take it away. Likewise, after 2 months, Eren and company join the body survey, but only they know that Eren is a titan. So Eren would go on another group. On the way the female titan appears, and although at first he fights against Eren, later the female titan realizes that he cannot do it and allows Eren to win. Levi and Erwin watched in the treetops how those two titans were fighting, when Eren ripped Annie off his titan. Eren is surprised that it is Annie. Eren comes out of his titan intrigued that you have done this, Annie. Annie cries and can't speak, she just says, sorry, Eren. Away. Levi and Mike go down and knock out Eren and Annie, and awake Eren, ask them in an underground prison why they are titans. To which Eren says he doesn't know anything, and Eren asks Annie. Annie cries and begins to tell about what the Marleys are, about the 9 titan powers and Adila's past. Who are the colossal and armored titan? Eren asks him. Annie sees Eren and tells him, Reiner and Bertoldo. And why do you tell us everything? Annie was going to say that, for love, but says that she regretted what she has done when she believed that he had died, and when she
Hello, I inform you that I have translated some of my webcomics into English. I leave one in the description. In 1915, the planet Texal exploded in a war with another species. A tiny piece of the planet came to Earth in 2016. Previously, pieces of the planet had already come to Earth in history. A relatively large one fell in the 20th century. A nomad named Zardal found him and made that place his home. Founded the Vengeful Legion, a group of ninjas. How bad are they? They will find out later in the webcomic.
Discovered that Eren was one of the 9 titan powers. She could not give him up. So that's why the survey team sets a trap for Reiner and Bertoldo that as far as they are concerned, Annie had failed, but she didn't know where they were. In the trap, they were made to pass through a deep tunnel, and there they attacked them by cutting them, and through the narrow Reiner was transformed, but he was trapped, Bertoldo too. So in those conditions they were able to get them out. While that was happening, the news that they have caught 2 people who could transform into Titan went viral. They took Annie and Eren to court to determine what to do with it. Annie didn't fight back. In the end, Levi is left with custody after showing that she could contain them. Erwin Smith after the trial meets with Daruzaki to discuss the statements that they live on an island and there is life outside the wall and they plan to make a coup in the future. While Eren and Annie were with the Levi squad, they are attacked by the anti-human group commanded by Kenny Ackerman, who killed the squad. Annie turns into a titan and slaughters them, until Kenny draws his lightning spear and rips it off his titan. Eren sees that and gets angry by turning into a titan, but also losing to Kenny. Kenny returns alone with Eren. When Levi returned, he saw Annie alone and Annie told him what happened. Levi did not believe him. Annie insisted that they must rescue Eren. A small group from the Survey Corps Mikasa was in went looking for where she might be. While that was happening, mercenaries kidnapped Krista Lenz. Ymir is revealed as a titan saving Krista. That was the surprise for everyone. Ymir takes Krista and runs off with her. already far away. Ymir tells Krista her origin and why she is there. Krista reveals that her name is Historia. After seeing that they did not return, Rod sends Kenny to kidnap Historia. And Kenny almost made it if not for what? Ymir and Krista returned and Ymir had to reveal her story to the Survey Corps. The same story, so now Krista was being cared for by Levi and the squad. Mike and Levi now, if she believed her, when the military police arrived, they had a match that they won thanks to Levi, Mike and Ymir. Kenny returns explaining the situation and telling him that he must show the Survey Corps out of the way, but when Rod considers it, the Survey Corps had followed them and they enter the cave. Kenny was not prepared. Rod knows that they have to take the serum and eat Eren there, otherwise their whole plan will be ruined. The strongest is injected to be able to fight the Survey body when leaving its Titan, but it collapses everything. Eren turns into a Titan and is crushed. Annie uses his crystallization to save whoever he could and then pulled Eren out of the rubble. Ymir killed Rod by biting his neck. While that was happening, upon reaching the garrison, the news that the pink wall had been pierced. Annie says she has an idea who may have done that. No time for them to carry out a coup against the false monarchy or crown the Historia Queen, since she just suspects that she is the king's daughter. The Survey Corps is going to help with the evacuation. Zeke had killed a large part of the garrison, and turned around from the walls, then he would run into the Survey Corps. Annie sees him and says that yes, it is Zeke, Zeke Uguar, being surprised that he has the same last name as Eren. But it is not explained how the Titans do not age. How the Titans do not harm her. Then the Survey Corps goes to face them. Zeke notices their presence, she approaches the wall, climbs the wall, and from the chasm she faces rocks. Eren gets angry because he has been the cause of so many deaths and turns into a Titan. Seeing the Beast Titan surprised Eren. But at the point of rocks it drifts them. Erwin has an idea. While Ymir and Annie pretend to climb the wall, Levi and Mike will climb around the corners and attack him from behind. Ymir, although she was not sure what she was doing, she thought, "I do it for Krista," and they did, drifting Zeke. Then Pete grabs Zeke and runs away. Erwin tells Ymir to follow her, and Ymir follows her. While the rest of the Survey Corps face the Titans that Zeke has generated. Ymir reaches Pete, but when he arrives, Zeke turns into a Titan and with his jaw he destroys Ymir, and torturing her he brings out the truth. So Annie is a traitor, thinks Zeke. Zeke takes Ymir to the ship. While taking the truth out of her, he and Pete go and attack the capital while it was giving the coronation of Historia to free Reiner and Bertoldo. When she did, she saw Levi arrive and Zeke left and Pete, already in Shinkonkina, they plan how to get the coordinate back in the same strategy as the original story. When the survey body arrives, Annie covers the wall, the beast appears and blocks the path with a rock. Reiner climbs, Eren turns into a Titan. Reiner goes down and faces Eren. He beats him by subduing him with mixed martial arts, and with lightning spears they take Reiner off his Titan. Reiner yells, "Zeke Habin to Bertoldi." While that was happening, Annie crosses the wall and attacks Zeke from behind. Annie tries to use her martial arts, but apart from being very strong, her anatomy is the same as that of a human being. But as they face off, the Survey Corps approaches and Levi pulls Zeke off his Titan. Zeke yells, Pete rescues Zeke again. Mike goes after Pete, but Pete is fast. Pete goes up and pun. When he climbs the wall, Eren had been thrown against the wall. Pete takes advantage and takes Eren off his Titan. Zeke says, "Let's go." Zeke goes for Reiner and they take him. The same Bertoldo, Mikasa reacts and quickly hooks on Pete. While Pete runs, Mikasa flies off dragged, in the style of a lion from Resident Evil 4 with the giant red snapper. Levi and Mike climb to the top of the wall. And so far this part. What will happen in the next one? Write it in the comments. Good